The brand new Microsoft Surface with the Snapdragon processor is shocking me with how much I like it. So today let's go through all of the accessories that I think really turn this anything you could want. You want it to be a tablet? There you go. You want it to be a computer? Well, there you go. But before we get too far into that, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, ifixit. Okay, I'm really excited about this. I am shocked with how much I have liked the Surface Pro. This is the lower end model with the Snapdragon X Plus processor, and even then, it's fantastic. So let's start off with just what you see right here on top of it. So this is the, I hesitate to call it the lower end keyboard. It is the lower end keyboard. It's not cheap. This is still like $300 when you include the pen, and we'll talk about that in just a second, but this is like the Alcantara keyboard case, and it's so good. What I like about it is how lightweight it is. You've heard me say this about the iPad Pro. I hate how heavy that included keyboard is. Like what I'm looking for when I'm out and about with a tablet, I just want something that I can type the occasional email with. I want something that I can get some kind of work done, but I don't want something that's so heavy. It's like, well, Gary, why aren't you just bringing a laptop then? This threads that needle perfectly. I'm not the world's biggest fan of the Alcantara material, but it is still pretty nice. I like that it provides a nice soft protection for the screen. The trackpad is not the best in the world, and you cannot use this detached. There is a version of this called the Flex keyboard that you can use detached. It's a little bit higher quality, but it's like $450, so I don't need a travel keyboard that bad. But the keys all feel great. Can you hear them? This is just exactly what I want from a travel keyboard. It fixes one of the main problems I have with the Surface as well. One thing I hate about kickstands on tablets in general is that it's hard to use the tablet from your lap. But because of the way this keyboard works, you can have it with its little kickstand and still use it in lap mode. I'm telling you, this keyboard, I was kind of not thrilled about it at first, but I'm turning into a gigantic fan of it. It also has the charger and the holding spot for the Surface Pen, whatever they're calling it. And this pen is also really great. One thing I will say of note, because I prefer smaller pens. I'm a Skillcraft government pen user, which is like that big. I love small pens, so trying to hold on to something very long, like the Apple Pencil, I'm not a big fan of. I really like this. I am kind of getting won over by the fact that to erase things, you turn it around and you will like actually erase like you would on a pencil. I would still prefer, in fairness, I would still prefer if I could just erase by pressing the side button, erase, and keep working, but it's not the end of the world. I think this pen is super comfortable. I like the experience of writing on the tablet. It charges very fast. The battery life is pretty good. I think this combo, it was what, like $300? It's not cheap, but I do think this provides you a more complete experience with the Surface. If you are looking to take notes, like you're a student or an office worker just looking to take manual notes, just get the pen and you can get a different case. We'll talk about one here in a second. Or if you just want the keyboard, just get the keyboard. But I think together, it adds some cost, but it adds so much capability. Speaking of writing, another thing that I would like to recommend on top of this is, can you see this? You might notice that this screen is now matte because I put a matte screen protector on this to give it a little more friction when I'm writing. I don't like when you have a digital pen on a digital screen and the screen is smooth and it just feels like it's slippery. I don't like that for writing, so I do prefer getting a screen protector that has a little bit of resistance. I think there are screen protectors out there that can take it too far and make it too grippy. This one might be almost too grippy, but I really like this. I don't remember, there's like a million brands out there. I'll overlay the brand that this specific one is. But I do recommend some kind of a screen protector. And then if you are somebody that prefers writing or the more like gritty feel of writing on real paper, this is about as close as you're gonna get with a digital pen. But if you don't want any of that, you could also get something like, this is a case from a company called Finite. Kind of a cool sounding name. This does work with just the Surface, or it will work with the Surface and the keyboard case. I feel like if I'm bringing along this case, I would not bring along the keyboard just because, again, I'm trying to keep the weight down. All of this is supposed to be lightweight. It's supposed to give me capability without making my backpack weigh a whole bunch. But I think this case looks great. It just looks nice, right? It feels like I'm bringing along rugged kind of notebook with me. I don't remember if you remember like big Trapper Keepers. This kind of reminds me of having a Trapper Keeper back in the day. It connects via magnets, so it holds together really well. It provides a lot of protection for your Surface. It has spots for the rear facing camera. And then I don't know if you noticed as I set it in, but it has these little tabs down here that will hook into the kickstand. So as soon as you open it up, it will do the kickstand for you so you can have it nice angled without having to dig in and move the kickstand yourself. It also has a little spot here on the side for the pen if you are going to use this without the keyboard. And then if you have the keyboard, it provides ample space down here for that to set as well. It's just nice to have. This is not cheap equipment. It is nice to have like a little bit of a setup there with it. Thanks again to ifixit for sponsoring this video. You can learn how to fix just about anything at ifixit.com. Search through thousands of free repair guides and find the high quality parts and precision tools to fix your phones, laptops, game consoles, and so much more. And if you do want to take advantage of some of these new Windows computers and their ability to have their internal storage upgraded, you can use ifixit's very own Pro Tech Toolkit and their Essentials Electronics Toolkit to do just that. They will walk you through the process. Their tools are super high quality, and they will let you upgrade your storage on your own in no time flat. Click the link below to find those toolkits to upgrade your own kit yourself and find your fix. So we will split these into two separate camps. So let's start with if you want to use this as a computer at your house. And to do that, I really think you need a dock. But one of the things with all these new Snapdragon ARM processors, they don't have Thunderbolt ports. They have USB-C ports. So if you have a dock at the house that's a Thunderbolt dock, they may not work. But you could get something like this is the Surface Pro Dock 2. It is not Thunderbolt, it's USB-C. If you buy this brand new, it's outrageously expensive. It's like $250, $280 or something like that. To this day, it's very expensive. Or you could buy this open box, or you could find a used one. I got this from my local Micro Center open box for like 60, 70 bucks. It's crazy good for that price because you get two USB-A, two DisplayPort capable USB-C, which I do use on my two monitors back here. It's got a headphone jack, which works very well with my speakers, and it's got Ethernet. It is the perfect amount of I/O for my desk setup. It also has on the front, it's got two outgoing USB-C. It's just great. It is heavy. When I got it, when I picked up the package, I was like, man, they must have given me a brick or something. This thing's way too heavy. It connects to the Surface via this long cable that plugs into like the Surface port. So you can have this still laid down on your desk as a tablet writing and have the two screens in front of you. It's so good. And then in combination with that, I bought a new keyboard just for this and my handy dandy mouse. So this is the Logitech MX Master Keys S. The S is for silent, I believe. It's not the cheapest keyboard in the world, but it's about as close as you're gonna get to the Apple Magic Keyboard with just how small, how light, and how easy it is to pair with things. It is a very comfortable keyboard to type on. Listen. I really like those keys a lot. It's a full-size keyboard, has the number pad, has everything. It also has the ability to set 3 presets, so you can have this paired to 3 separate things at the same time. Number 1 for me is my Surface. Number 2 is my MacBook Pro. Then I've got my handy-dandy MX Master 3 S. This is just the best mouse ever made. I use the MX Master 3 until they die, and then I buy another one immediately. Like, I don't know that I could have a mouse that is not the MX Master 3, unless they came out with like an MX Master 4. I don't know. It also has presets for 3. It charges in the front. It uses Bluetooth, or you could pair it with one of Logitech's dongles, like this little guy right here. It's just great. This is the best mouse ever. I could talk and have talked about this mouse forever, so we'll stop right here, or I will just gush all day long. Okay, so that's if you want to use this as your home computer, which I think it is very capable of doing so. But if you do have to go out and travel, here's some other accessories that I think will work really well as well. For charging, these are my 2 favorite chargers of all time. This is the Apple, yes, it's an Apple charger, but this is the Apple dual prong USB-C charger. It's only 35 watt. This is not a power charger. If you're gonna be using this for power tasks, this is probably not gonna work well for you in during that time. But if you just need to charge it overnight and you don't want to carry around very much, this is probably the best charger ever made. And then the charger that's really been winning me over is this Samsung heavy duty one. It's got 65 watt USB-C, 25 watt USB-C, and 15 watt USB-A. It's their super fast charging charger, I bring this with me. This is my charging combo actually anymore. I'll charge my computer, I'll charge my phone, I'll charge accessories, I'll charge my Apple Watch, and I'll charge my AirPods. Like, this is a 1-2 punch, power punch of charging as you go. You want to plug this into an external display for a client or at somebody's office, something like that. You could use something little like this. This is a Dell dongle that I got with an XPS 15 like 3 or 4 years ago, but I still keep one of these very close. It has a USB-A and an HDMI. Those two may seem like a weird combination, but HDMI, all monitors pretty much still have HDMI, even in offices that haven't upgraded to maybe a Bluetooth castable TV or DisplayPort or USB-C monitor. This will save you, and then USB-A is just always useful. Most accessories are still USB-A. I am starting to now see USB-C keyboards, but USB-A, it's always the time you don't think you need it where you're like, holy crap, where's my USB-A adapter? Keep something like this and you've always got it. You can always get something a little more traditional, like a big old dongle dock. This one's from Anker. It also has HDMI. It's got 2 USB-A and 2 USB-C. It's fine. I don't carry this around as much because I have really tried to limit the amount of things that I carry around with me at any given time. But if you do need more, this is something you could get that is more. Also, I hesitated about bringing this in to this video, but there are times where I want a little bit more separation between me and the tablet if I'm working. I don't like to treat my tablet like a laptop. I hate working over a laptop type body when I'm on the road. So a little stand like this will go a long way towards just giving you more of like its back and up. So you can see it does, I mean, it has a kickstand, but the kickstand, I don't know. Sometimes it works. Most of the times the kickstand's fine, but sometimes I do just want it up. Like up a little bit will make everything just a little more ergonomic. Then you've got your keyboard, you've got your mouse, and you're at a computer wherever you're at. It's really good. And then probably the most expensive accessory on this list, and I always feel bad when I recommend this, but this is just the absolute most useful thing I've ever purchased. This is a Netgear Nighthawk M6. It's got 5G connection. It's a little hotspot for 5G. It is so good though. It's stupidly expensive. You do have to pay like a subscription service through whoever you have it with. I've got it with AT&T, but this is my internet wherever I go. I'm not the biggest fan of using hotel Wi-Fi or using airport Wi-Fi. Maybe I'm a little paranoid. I would just prefer to control my own transport capabilities. That's what this is. I've used this everywhere. It's fast enough that I can even upload YouTube videos from the road. It's not great, right? It still will take like overnight, but it's so good. I'm telling you, if you need reliable, secure internet connection wherever you go, this was an investment that has paid itself back many times over. I'm not exaggerating. This thing, I'm not a big fan of Dell's implementation of the Snapdragon processor, but this thing is phenomenal. I love it. I have not stopped using this since I got it. But what about you? Do you have the Surface Pro 11 or do you have any of the Surface devices? What are your favorite accessories? Let us all know in the comments below. And if you like this video and you want to see how this held up after 48 hours of straight use, you can click right here. Click, 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 click. Thanks for watching.